Hey YouTube, welcome back to LadyGi. If you are new here, my name is Zenab. I, along with my husband, we own Affinity Academy. We are a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu academy located in Northwest Calgary. And today we are going to be talking about how to care for your gi. Now the gi is the uniform that we wear when we are training BJJ. And if you are taking very good care of your gi, it should last you at least a year, depending on how many gis you have. I have about 4 gis that I kind of cycle through. So my gis have lasted me a very, very long time. If you're somebody who only trains with that one gi and you're constantly washing it, which you should be, you're going to find that it might start to wear out a little bit. So it's always a good idea to have at least 2 gis to kind of cycle between, and that way your gis will last even longer. If you're training every single day, you also want to make sure that your gi is getting washed every single day. So as soon as you come home, you take that gi off and you throw it in the washing machine and you turn it on and you wash it immediately. The reason for this is if you leave your gi for the next day and you've been sweating and your training partner has been sweating, and then you switch and you have another training partner and then another training partner, all of their sweat is going to mix in with your sweat, and then if you leave it to the next day, overnight, you're going to create all this extra bacteria that's going to go straight into the fibers, and you just don't want that in your training gear. So you want to make sure that you are washing it immediately, and do not wear your gi until it is completely dry. So drying it is really important as well. You just don't want to be that person that comes to class in a wet gi. It's just kind of gross, and you'll be a little bit uncomfortable when you're training as well. So when you're turning your washing machine on, you want to make sure that you are washing your gi in cold water. Number 1, it's going to save you on your water bill. And number 2, if you're washing your gi in warm water, your gi will shrink a little bit because the warm water just has that effect on cotton gis. So make sure that you're washing in cold water. So for my family, I love our gis smelling really nice, because when I'm training with someone else and they have a nice smelling gi, it just makes my training and my role that day a lot more pleasant. So what we like to do in our family is we add Downey Unstoppables into our washing machine. Now this is not a cleaning solution, this is just for scent. So we just add about a 1/4 cup of this into our washing machine, and it smells absolutely amazing. So this is just for scent. This is not a cleaning solution. It's just to make your laundry smell a lot better. You can get this from any grocery store. It comes in different scents, but this is my favorite one. I have tried the other ones, but this one is by far my absolute favorite. It's a pretty strong scent, and it just will make your laundry smell amazing, and your training partners are gonna love you for it. So this is a Costco size. I will leave a link below so that you can get it off of Amazon. So the next thing I like to add is obviously the detergent. So you need a really good strong detergent. In my family, we use Purex. This one is the scent After the Rain, and yes, it is a Costco size because we do a ton of laundry every day. Not kidding when I say that. And so this mixed with the Downey Unstoppables, your laundry is just gonna smell like heaven, and your training partners are gonna love you for it. So that's what we like to add into our laundry for that. So for darker gis like black, dark blue, Pure Academy allows you to wear like weird colors like camo or dark green or purple. Woollight will keep the color of your darker gis. So make sure that instead of using regular detergent, you use Woollight to keep the color. It'll keep it nice and rich, but you want to start using this from day 1. So if you already have a gi that's been faded, you've had it for 2 years and like the color is all gone, this isn't really going to help much. This is to keep the colors rich from a brand new gi. So you might want to check this out. So for those of you who only train in white gis and find that your white gis are starting to look a little bit yellow, you might want to add good old OXY Clean into your laundry machine. This will make your whites a little whiter and a little brighter. What you don't want to do is add bleach. Never, ever, ever bleach your gi. If you have a gi that is completely white, like the stitching is all white, and you're okay with bleaching it, keep in mind that bleach is a chemical and it will weaken the fibers of any cotton. So just keep that in mind. Do not over soak your gi in bleach. It will weaken the fibers and they will start to rip almost immediately. So just be very, very careful if you're using bleach. I have never, ever bleached our gis and never ever will. All of our gis usually have like our logo, and the logo and the stitching is usually in a different color anyways, but just with that fear of the fibers weakening with the bleach, I just don't ever want to risk risk that. So I do not recommend using bleach for your white gis. OXY Clean is a really good option. All right, so now let's talk about drying your gi. How should you dry your gi? So if you're washing your gi in cold water, you don't have that fear of it shrinking. If you're washing it in warm water, it will shrink just a little bit. And for me, I never, ever, ever put my family's gis into the dryer because we just don't want them shrinking. So we always hang dry our gi. So we take it out of the washing machine right away and we just put it up to dry. You can either dry it on a hanger or you put it at your kitchen table. Wherever you can dry it, you just want to hang dry it, and then it should dry by the next morning. You also want to make sure that you are washing your belt. Your belt does not have magical properties. I don't know why people think that they should never wash their belt. You should always wash your belt because that's just gross. First, like, I don't even need to go into detail. That's just nasty. Wash your belt, people. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about is the type of washing machines you should be using to minimize the risk of mildew or bad odors getting into your gis. Now, what I found is that top-loading washing machines are typically better when it comes to the risk of having mildew in your washing machine. The front loaders typically have a rubber inlay once you open the machine, and there's usually like this bit of rubber that kind of keeps the door nice and tight. That rubber can get filled with moisture, and over time, after a few washes, if you're not constantly getting in there and cleaning all the crevices, there's going to be a buildup of mildew. That smell and that odor is going to get into your clothing. So whether it's your training gear or just your everyday clothes, that smell is really hard to get out, and you just don't want that in your training gear. So I find that the top loaders are much better. I know they're not aesthetically pleasing to the eye, but I mean, it's a lot more practical. All right, so there you have it. There's not much behind washing your gear. Just make sure you're washing it every single day. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. And if you have something that you use, maybe you use a different product, drop it in the comments below. I would love to read it, and share this video if you know somebody who trains BJJ. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.